Starting in downtown Red Bank, New Jersey, once a bustling trade hub for the native Lenape and the Dutch English settlers, this town is known for its namesake red soil riverbanks and its rich maritime history. English colonists began shipbuilding and transportation of goods and people on the majestic Navesink River 3 centuries ago, linking a trade route to ports in Manhattan. In 1860, the New Jersey Southern Railroad made travel easier by running a branch of its railway through the center of town. Hundreds of thousands of passengers still ride to and from New York City on those same rails today. Modern-day Red Bank offers a little something for everyone that visits its historic streets, boasting stores like hometown filmmaker Kevin Smith's comic book store, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, to the iconic Count Basie Theater. And just mere steps down Mama Street from the Basie is my sudsy destination for today, Five Dimes Brewery. This spot offers a nice cozy location with some awesome atmosphere.
And I'll tell you what, I've got 5 dimes in my pocket, and I think I know where I want to spend them. Dennis is at the brew house waiting for you. Okay? Oh, cool. Thanks, bud.
If I'm going to learn anything about Five Dimes and what makes it tick, I got to ask the man, Dennis McCooper. He's the brewmaster here at Five Dimes in Red Bank, and he's going to give me a little insight into this Coliseum of carbonation.
Dan, get back
here. Hey, man.
What's going on?
Dude, this is ridiculous. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you.
Awesome.
I like to do stuff. I like to drink beer.
Well, good, because I like to film that shit.
Happy to have you here.
Thanks, man. Thanks. So where am I? Tell me about this place. This thing looks like beer heaven.
It is, except, the altitude's a little lower, but this is Five Dimes Brewery in lovely Red Bank, New Jersey.
Cool.
We are a craft brewery. We predominantly make craft beer here. We do our own in-house hard seltzers as well. We have an in-house hard tea, but for the most part, we're loving the carb-filled suds, and we're just all about bringing smiles and making a great event space and pouring libations to make the people happy.
Well, it looks like you've got the equipment to do it. What is this place? I've been through Red Bank all this morning, and it's quite a town. What was this place before? Do you know?
As far as I've been made aware, prior to us, there was a previous brewery in the space. Prior to that, it was actually a thrift store. Yeah, it was a local thrift shop.
Man, if they only knew.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was about 8 years back. And beyond that, I tried my best to research the town history and couldn't find much beyond that. But the locals that live here that told me about it said it was a good thrift, and that's what I got for you.
Hey, what it is now is actually pretty amazing. I mean, everywhere I look, it looks like something that's making the stuff that I absolutely love. Let's start at the beginning. What is Five Dimes?
So Five Dimes is, again, a nice microbrewery based out of New Jersey. It opened originally up in Westwood, New Jersey, Bergen County. That opened in 2022. Chris Aleppa, the owner, huge beer fan, loves travel, loves music, loves entertaining, loves social gatherings, had decided he had to have an event space, wanted it to be a brewery. He actually went to his town's former 5 and 10 convenience store and had the idea. He's like, I'm all about Americana, love the throwback vibe in here. This is where I want to entertain people, hence Five Dimes.
Let me tell you, now it's starting to make sense. That is awesome.
Yeah, so after serving the people of Westwood for 2 solid years with great reaction.
Let's take our show on the road.
Yeah, and Red Bank's kind of a home away from home. He loves the place down here. Fell in love with the town as well.
Yeah.
Wanted to kind of spread his wings and brought me on to get this operation up and running. And we've been doing it since May of last year. So we're a little under the 1 year mark and already just loving the local community and seen the products take off.
And from what I understand, they love you guys.
Yep, we appreciate that.
So let me ask you, what types of beers are usually brewed here? Like, what do you like? What is your favorite beer?
Asking a brewer a favorite beer is like asking a
their
parent
own
for their
child.
You know it. You know it. It's just impossible to do, but I have an appreciation for so much that it really comes down to my mood, the season of the year, all those things. You'll find me drinking anything from your typical hazy IPA to a fruited sour to classic German beers. I love Czech dark lagers, German Kolsch.
We're gonna get along just fine,
Yeah,
you and
yeah.
I, because I'm a lager guy. I'm a German all the way, and let me tell you, what you're laying down, I'm picking up pretty hard. I love what I'm hearing. So I think it's time to kind of go see what it's like up front.
Perfect. Let's introduce you to Tim and get some those tasty suds in your face.
Yes,
Let's
I
do
can
this.
dig that. Let's go. Dennis leaves me in the capable hands of his beer tender, Tim Pickler. When I go up front, it seems that Tim already has a surprise waiting for me. We're sitting here with Tim Pickler. Now, I know what you're saying. Two questions come to mind once you hear that. Number one, does this guy make and jar his own artisan pickles? And the answer is?
No, sir. Hard no.
Hard no. Now, the second question you're probably asking yourself is this guy somehow related to a little songbird named Kelly Pickler?
With her red high heels, absolutely yes I am. She is a very distant cousin.
I hope you paused that and you asked amongst yourselves before it came out, because you never would have thought it. But yes, distant cousin of Miss Kelly Pickler. Let me tell you, Tim, I just had an awesome conversation with Dennis back here. And he kind of gave me a little bit of what the brewery's about. What can you tell me about, Red Bank and Five Dimes and how it fits in?
So downtown Red Bank has always been looking for a phenomenal brewery. I think we absolutely filled those shoes. We give you a very comfortable, relaxed environment. Just a place that you can come with your family, you can hang out, you can have a couple beers. We actually started putting some entertainment into the building as well. We just recently installed a pool table in the front.
I saw that.
We have the shuffleboard table in the middle.
Dartboard.
And then we have the dartboard in the back.
My buddy Lou's coming later. He's actually a competitive dart thrower. He's going to love that.
Yeah. But if you look behind you right here, looks like we got two beers here. Would you like to try something while we're here? Or?
So here's the thing. I usually do the segments where we taste the flight, and I need that initial reaction on camera. Mm-hmm. And I kind of promised Dennis that we would do a flight later.
Listen, I won't tell him if you don't. What do you think? It's one of my favorites. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, don't tell Dennis.
You say nothing. All right, what do we got here?
Well,
I don't want to know.
I don't want you to know.
So do I put it to the 3? Do I do the sniff, the taste, and the finish? Or should we just go in?
I'm gonna say go in. We're going for it right now.
Salud.
Cheers, my friend.
Ooh, what is that?
Well,
That is splendid.
well, now that you've already taken your first sip, what are you getting so far? Talk to me about it a little bit.
So I'm getting a little bit of almost like chocolatey, a little bit of bitter.
Correct.
Judging from the color, the sniff, the taste, and the finish, I'm going to say that that's a dark mild.
Very close,
Okay.
but unfortunately you were wrong. That is our nitro stout. That is a nickel. That is our nickel stout. It is a malty, chocolatey stout. Now currently being served on nitro.
Right now.
Yes.
So people come right now, they're going to get it while supplies last.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, and it is one of my. I hate to say it is one of my go-to beers, but it is absolutely one of my go-to beers.
Look at that. That's fantastic, right?
A little bit malty, a little bit chocolatey, like you said, but that smooth nitro finish that you're going to get every time.
You get that rolling across the tongue. It's very, very, very velvety. I love it.
I mean, what I like about it is it's a great combination of a little bit of the bitterness from the maltiness from the stout, but with that.
I licked my lips and I got a little bit of sweetness, which is something you usually don't get with the stout.
Correct.
It's fantastic. It's something else.
Oh, just
I don't want to put it down.
Oh, just wait. You got more to come. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
Again, don't tell Dennis.
I'm not gonna tell. I'm gonna act. I'm gonna go into the next segment and I'm gonna act like this never happened.
I'm cool with that.
So I mean, this is pretty cool. How long have you been doing this? I mean, it seems like you know your shit as far as that comes. Indeed, he does. Tim has been doing this and slinging beer for the past 2.5 years at various breweries around New Jersey. Unfortunately, the last one that he worked for closed down last year, and he went looking around. Fortunately, there was one brewery that was hiring.
I called around a little bit, and this is where I landed. I hate to say that, but this is exactly where I landed, and I found a second home.
Awesome.
So,
what can someone expect coming to Five Dimes? You know, who's never been here before? Like, what do you suggest they start out with? What do you suggest they do, whether it's here or in Red Bank, period?
if you're coming to Five Dimes for the first time, I always recommend a flight to start.
Okay.
The flights to start gives you an opportunity to try many of the things that we've done here, but also gives the bartender an opportunity to figure out what you love as a consumer.
So it's kind of an interaction between consumer and beer tender.
Every
Sometimes people may not know what they want.
right.
You know, and you're reading them, finding out what they need, and almost like a tailor making this flight theirs.
Correct. Every time.
So that being said, what is your flight makeup? How many ounces?
It is 4 5-ounce pours.
Okay.
Anything that we have, whether it's on nitro or any of our beers that we have on tap, we do have 26 taps available in our tap room right now. Currently, we usually run around 20 beers on tap. Some days we do drop down to 18, whatever. But usually when you come in to see our tap room, 20 beers on tap on average.
There you go. You got a little something for everyone.
That's
like Red Bank itself. A little something for everyone. Now, you do flights. Do you do growler fills?
Yes, we do. We have our own growlers. We do growler fills as well.
Okay. What about kegs? Can someone come in here and grab a keg?
Yes, they can grab a keg. The only thing that they cannot grab is our very limited releases. It is only our staple beers that they're going to be able to get.
So I was told that we had some very specials, like coming out right now and coming out in the future. What are some of the? Can we talk about some of these things? Or hush hush? Or
some of the specials we have going on right now currently. We have a great special right now on our Monmouth Mild. Hopefully I'll get the opportunity to try that later with Dennis. Our Monmouth Mild is our 4% dark mild. And the special is a 16-ounce full pour and a 4-pack for $15.
Dude,
okay.
I mean, why aren't you here? How come I don't see you guys sitting around here coming to talk to Tim Pickler? So, listen, this sounds like a fantastic place to be, whether it's just someone coming in by themselves or looking around the tap room for a family. I mean, we got a pool table, we got leather couches, we got shuffleboard. This is not just some old man's bar. It's for everyone.
We want families to come out. We do have events here. We do have private events here. I've had everything from birthday parties, graduation party. We had a gender reveal the other day, which was actually kind of fun. We have the big enough space where you can take it. We do offer private events too, where you can take over the entire brewery. Come here with your family and friends.
Or your podcast crew.
Or your podcast crew. I'm thinking about next year throwing a Super Bowl party here myself.
So what else, to kind of sum up, is there anything else that you want to talk about the brewery or anything else you want to say about the brewery?
I will say this, the staff that we have here, they put their heart and soul into everything in this industry.
If
everything.
it's anything like this stout, if this isn't a show of love, I don't know what in the hell is. So again, come down here, experience this place. Come down and see Tim. Hope to see you here. Tim, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate it, sir.
Get down here. So, Tim seems like a really cool guy, and he seems to have his finger right on the pulse of your customer base. And I gotta say, man, it's been an honor coming to this place and being hosted by you. So thank you.
Absolute pleasure having you guys. Really do appreciate it. And you know what? Tim is so much on the pulse that I think he's going to be showing up soon with something for us to imbibe and enjoy.
Oh, I'm ready for that.
My guest this evening is my buddy Lou Dixon. Lou's a competitive dart thrower who has competed all over New Jersey and taken his game to nationals in Las Vegas. Plus, if there's any kind of sport that has anything to do with drinking beer, Lou's all over that shit.
It's time for the favorite part.
Definitely ready for that.
Oh, there he is now.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at this, folks.
That's a nice looking flight right there.
Right? Talk about presentation.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So
Don't you worry, Lou. Don't you worry, Lou. It's on the way.
Don't leave me out.
Tim's been trying to grow a third arm, but it's taking a little longer than he thought.
Tim Pickler, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, kind sir.
Look at that. So, all right. Right away, I mean, you look at our V camera here. I mean, how gorgeous are these flights? First of all, presentation.
Tantalizing.
Spot on, right? So I'm going to look from left to right here, and I'm seeing in a very clear golden loveliness that I think I want to go for first. So what can you tell us about beer number one here?
How much do you want revealed before you taste it?
Well, first of all, I would like to know, is it Pilsner? Is it lager? I mean, what do we have here? What's the name of this beer that we have here?
We definitely have a lager there. That's our Helles, yeah. It's a German Munich Helles style lager. So it's one of my favorites. It's, got enough character to, kind of keep your interest, but not enough to jam up the drinkability. It's nice and easy going. This one comes in at 5%. Kind of right in that sweet spot where you're satisfied, but you can keep having a few. Made with Weyermann malts all the way. We're importing the best malts we can from Germany directly. You're definitely going to get quality Pilsner in there. Definitely going to get some Munich malt, a couple other specialty malts just to give it that layers of flavor. And all around just a nice mouthfeel. We play with water chemistry a lot here. We make sure that every beer has custom tailored water to give you not only the right mouthfeel, but the right accent. Water chemistry can change the way a beer hits your palate. It can either accentuate bitterness or you can make it accentuate malt character, sweetness, roundness.
So it's really a science.
What do you change with the water?
So
salt content?
Generally, it's salt content and salt mix. Brewers are usually focusing on calcium levels, magnesium levels, chloride, sulfate. All of that really comes into play. And like I said, it can be the fine tuning that really makes the difference between good and great. Mm-hmm. Typically, if you're making a more assertive, bitter style of beer, then you want to accentuate that bitterness. And that's where your sulfate comes in, your sulfate levels.
You know how important water is to pizza crust, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's even more important to beer, sounds like.
Apparently.
Going to say, we live in a great state.
Yeah. So, our viewers know what we're about to do. We're going to put every beer here to the 3. If you don't know what the 3 is, let me school you. First one is going to be the sniff. What notes are you getting off of it? What is it hitting you? And what is it telling you I'm made of? And does it make you want to go in and drink this beer? Number 2 is, of course, going to be the taste. What are you getting? What flavors? And how does it roll across the tongue? What is the journey that you're getting from this beer?
Big one.
And 3 is going to be the finish. How's the echo taste? What kind of flavors are coming back? Does it make you want to go in for that second sip? So now that we've kind of laid down the critique, let's look at our Hellish Ye.
Hells yeah.
Hells yeah.
Hells yeah.
Hells yeah from Five Dimes. Gentlemen, salud.
Cheers, salud.
I I went for a taste anyway.
So did I.
I had to.
I forgot to sniff. I sniffed
I
it
did.
before.
Wow.
I love the smell
my
of this
God.
beer.
See, one thing you got to know about me is I like very yeasty, lagers, and I want to almost get that kind of breadiness.
I'm getting some breadiness.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
Which gives it that great mouthfeel as well. It's a soft beer, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
I like the carbonation on it. It's perfect. That's a nice beer to drink.
Yeah, so let's hit that again. That is nice.
It has the
I like-
tiniest bit of bitterness on the back of the tongue.
Just enough.
Just enough to make you know you're drinking a beer.
Yeah, and
Love
you know
that.
what? I can drink a bunch of these, and it's only 5%, so it's not super high octane. This is a very nice. This is an everyday beer. This
Yeah.
is the one that
It's a drinkable beer all day long if you needed to.
absolutely.
In just about any situation. Not necessarily a seasonal. This is just a really good, solid drinking beer. Like it a lot.
We've actually been toying around with the idea of making it a year round. Definitely is Oktoberfest through the winter. We like it. Wind up getting that nice bready note that you mentioned. We try to get a little bit of biscuit in there and keep the overall bitterness low for drinkability's sake and get that mouthfeel from the water.
I'm sensing very little aftertaste in this beer too. It goes down clean and stays that way.
Yeah.
Yep, but a little bit of breadiness on the back end, but fantastic beer.
Appreciate
Very
that.
good. Very good. I love it.
Well done.
All right. All right. Save me from myself. Okay. Now.
Yeah, that's great.
Now we're taking a journey a little further around the world. We started off in Germany, and we're going to take a pit stop in Belgium next.
Oh, one of my favorite categories.
So what do we got here? I'm going to say that number 2 here. I got. I think I know what
It's
this
that
is.
Belgian ester.
I think I know what this is.
Belgian beer has a very specific smell and taste because of those esters they get from those yeast they use over there, right?
Absolutely.
And I smell it, and I love it. But let's do it.
This is a brand new release from us. It's called our Bombshell. It's a Belgian blonde ale. It's an unfiltered, hazy Belgian blonde by design, coming in at 6% alcohol. Loads of esters and phenolics from the yeast, like Lou was mentioning. And I don't want to say much more. I want your reaction, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
Here you go.
Sniff
Cheers.
test first.
Sniff. Oh, there's that sweetness right off the top.
That is a Belgian beer. Well done. I love Belgian beer, and this is quintessential Belgian right here.
It's, and I might be dead wrong, and maybe it's just the way it's hitting me, is that I almost get like a little bit of, almost like a banana kind of scent to it.
Classic Belgian, yep.
Yeah, and
it hits your
and
nose.
It's that sweetness. It's amazing how, just from the sniff, you can tell how sweet it's gonna be.
And this beer finishes in your nose, right?
Yeah.
That's Belgians are classic for that. That's these phenolics you're talking about. It's just a very specific thing that happens in Belgian beer that it ends in your nose sometimes. You get that back waft of those esters. Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, the Trappist yeast that we use, I would say banana is the chief fruity ester that they bring. And then you do have that just nice, lightly spicy phenol finish that just kind of reveals itself. But what we also like to do with this beer is there's a hint of honey malt in there. Not actual honey, but honey malt. And a little bit of oats in there. And the honey malt's going to help balance out those spicy spicy phenols. And the oats are really going to provide a smooth mouthfeel.
I'm almost getting a little coriander out of this too, like that. Just a hint.
It can be somewhat reminiscent of more like a Belgian wit.
Yeah.
This yeast strain.
Yeah, it's great.
You get a little more of the spiciness of a classic Trappist, but with the banana up front, Hefeweizen comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
And then that spice kind of hits like coriander, which makes me think Belgian wit at times.
I know it's probably sacrilege, but I used to put a lemon in my Hefeweizen, and I loved it. But I would never do that to a Belgian beer.
I'm occasionally I'll do lemon in a Belgian wit, and I'll do orange sometimes in a hef. Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, no, I like that sometimes.
What was the ABV on this one? 6?
6.
So,
But a smooth 6.
Belgians
Oh
are
my
generally a little
God.
stronger. This is not a strong beer, but
No.
Belgians are usually a little bit more alcoholic, right?
and this is a Belgian strong?
No,
it's
this
not
is
even
a Belgian blonde.
Belgian blonde.
We do have a Belgian strong, though. It's, called-
Don't give it away now. I mean, is it in this flight?
Not part of the flight.
Okay, cool. So,
So we do
Plug
have,
away.
We do have a 9% Belgian strong blonde ale or strong golden, and that's called More Good News. That's been
Okay.
around for as old as the brewery. It's one of the original beers. So if you're looking for that extra kick, we've got that covered.
Belgians are known, right, to be a little bit stronger normally. Like
Generally speaking,
in
especially
the overall realm of beer, they're usually a hair stronger.
especially the Trappist styles. You know, you've got your singles, which are normal strength, but then your doubles and triples and your
Doubles
quads.
and triples, yeah.
Yeah, they
That's the
can,
ones you have to watch out for.
yeah, take your time with them.
If it says double or triple, don't drink triple or double. Just take one.
It's more like drink half the speed or
Exactly.
a third of the speed.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
will catch up with you eventually.
yeah, just decide how your night's going to play out, you know. Don't just like, hey, let's try all of them. No, we're not.
But cheers on that. That is an exemplary example of a Belgian beer right there. You nailed it. Love it.
My God, folks, when you come, and at this point, we're not talking about if you come to Five Dimes Red Bank. When you come, you need to get your lips around this because this is just fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great beer.
Well done. Like 2 out of 2 so far.
I had
Appreciate that.
fantastic. Both really, really nice.
And I'm
drinking
not
beers.
saying, you guys know me. I'm not going to say that just to say that. I'm always, real honest with how I do things. That is fucking fantastic.
And
I dig that. Well done. Well done. It's very rare I actually get to say well done to the guy who did it well. So, well done.
And that's
Wow.
right in my wheelhouse with the Belgian, and you definitely nailed that. That is a fantastic beer.
Yeah, and you know, any brewery is only as strong as its team. I've got an excellent brewer working with me, John Arovich, who I greatly
Name drop.
appreciate. Yeah, I got it, man. He's a excellent guy to work with. He has, just as much passion, knowledge, and skill as me, and the two of us really pour our heart into this place. So I'm happy to have him on the team, and I'm happy to see what we're putting forth together.
Yeah, people need to come here for this beer.
I mean,
this
come
is-
here for this beer and stay for every other one that's around it. So far, like I said, guys, 10 out of 10. Get your ass here.
I've actually been to breweries where I was said, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I've been to breweries where the beer was just not good. This is above good as far as I'm concerned.
So should I?
And may I mention, Lou's glass is empty, folks.
Oh, yeah, I was finished that one. Well, actually, I didn't. Hold on.
So should I?
Now it's finished.
Should I set up like the sensor sound and you can start rattling off the names of the breweries that you? No, we're not going to do that.
No. I don't want to bash. I don't want to.
We're not gonna
I don't
go
want to
there.
kill the industry. I'm just saying there are some breweries that make pretty bad beer, and this is not one of them so far. That's for sure.
Awesome. Okay, folks, beer number 3.
Next up, we are heading straight to America,
Okay.
and we are going to New England specifically.
Okay.
I smell the fact that we're going to start stepping up.
We're
in
hopping it up.
ABV.
We're hopping around here.
This is our brand new Imperial or double New England hazy. It's called a hazier place. It's
Easier place.
yeah, we have a 6.5% staple, a core beer called Hazy Place, which is our normal New England IPA.
Okay.
And the owner of the company challenged me. He said, "I want bigger, I want badder, I want higher alcohol, more flavor, and just push it as far as you can." So
Hence
Pick
Imperial,
up
right?
the octane.
That's what
we took
Imperial
it.
means.
We used a lot of new modern technology, hop techniques, and really tried to push the envelope. Tried to keep the bitterness down, but make it a full flavor experience. So
Fantastic.
I'm excited
so
about
what's
it.
what's the alcohol on this one?
8%.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hazier place. It's like the sniff.
Well, it's definitely an IPA.
Yes, That's an IPA, folks. Lest anyone believe it's not.
Let it rain grapefruit.
So
Here
the
we
first thing you get grapefruit, and I almost want to say it's a little pineapple.
It's a little sweeter
It's a
than a
little
normal
more tropical.
heavy-duty IPA. It's on the softer side as far as nose goes.
Now you said this is in New England, right? And New England's tend to be more tropical, hazier,
Fruitier,
juicier.
yeah.
Yes. So I think we're getting that right off the. Oh my God, this is like juice. This is like juice, guys.
Wow,
All right.
that does not drink like. Did you say 9%?
8%.
This does not drink like an 8%.
Just jumped in. No salute, no nothing.
Cheers.
You're an animal.
I am an animal.
There we
too.
go.
That's much fruitier than I expected. That's like a burst of fruit in your mouth.
Oh my Lord.
Well done.
That is fantastic.
I'm not a huge IPA guy
Neither am I.
anymore.
I was just about to
10
say
years
that.
ago, but I'm not anymore. This could bring me back.
I'm the first guy, and again, full disclosure here, folks.
I'm
the first guy to say I'm not an IPA guy. I'm not gonna go that route. If they were anything like this, if they were a fraction of what this thing is, boy, have I been doing myself a disservice.
Well, you know what? I kind of gave up on IPAs because after a while, it was just this mass-produced, grapefruity, super hoppy junk out there. And there's some solid IPAs out there, obviously, but I kind of gave up on them because every time I try to do it, I'm like, nope, that's just another beautifully colored can in the case that tastes like grapefruit on steroids. And I had enough of that. This, on the other hand, has a lot of depth for an IPA, right? The fruit layers are there. The nose is there. Mouthfeel. This is a much... I don't even know if I can find the word for it.
It's smooth. It's smooth, but it's got a little bit of velvetyness.
It's velvety. Velvety is, I think, the word I was looking for. It's got great mouthfeel for an IPA with this kind of punch.
Yeah. And you know what's better when we talk about the finish, because again we're doing the 3. The finish is not tart. It's not bitter. It's
fruity.
It's pleasant.
It's a pleasant finish. And it's not super dry, which you might expect.
We've
from
had some dry
heavy.
beers. You and I have had some.
We've
dry
had some
IPAs.
pucker up beers.
And
yeah.
I didn't know how you could possibly have a liquid make your mouth drier the more you drink it. This is not that.
That is a beautiful thing.
I think I'm packing up my shit and I'm moving to a hazier place.
The only IPAs that I really will drink now are hazy ones because they're a little fruitier and not quite as harsh. But this is perfect balance between the two worlds there. But it has a lot of fruit finish on it. Like, it's still sweet. It's still sweet in my mouth. And it's not offensive at all.
No. And you know what? You know what the best part about it is? We're not sitting here chewing hop batter.
No, and I've done enough of that. Jeez.
Yeah.
I had enough
That
of
is fantastic.
Nope, this is an IPA I can drink, and I'm not a big IPA.
And I'm going to drink. Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate that. No, it's really it's a balancing act. You want enough residual sweetness to make the fruit flavor come through. You want enough sweetness to keep that finish from being dry and making you pucker. Water chemistry needs to be just right to accentuate that. The techniques you use with dry hopping, the amounts of dry hops, the temperature, the contact time, how long you leave the hops touching the beer really matters in the quality you're going to get. When we were making West Coast IPAs or American IPAs 10 years ago, it was put the hops in, leave them in the tank for 7 days, get these big, bold, assertive, bitter, grassy flavors with some grapefruit to balance it. Nowadays with New England, if you want to do it well, you need short contact time, cooler temperatures. To geek out, you want to basically keep the myrcene extraction, which is one of the oils that's found in hops, a little lower, and you want to maximize the other oils that you're extracting, and that's going to keep those grassy, dank, dry, bitter flavors.
Now, how did you get such a sexy mouthfeel on this beer is what I'd like to know.
Sexy mouthfeel.
The mouthfeel is
So
really...
put that up. Right here, it's supposed to say right across the bottom of the screen, sexy mouthfeel. And do it in a good font.
How did you manage that? Is that with the water quality, maybe?
I would suggest it's a combination of
Softer?
water chemistry, but it's also a lot of what we call flaked adjuncts. So flaked oats, And
Oats could melt, yeah, give you good
and
mouthfeel.
flaked wheat really will help give you that smooth mouthfeel.
I'm learning as well. I like this. I'm drinking incredible beer and learning about beer at the same time, which I am never going to complain about.
I like it.
I never stop
like
learning.
it. So that's our 8%. So if you're just joining us, we've gone from 5% to 6% to 8%. Now, I'm not doing an algebraic equation, but I'm looking at that dark one that we're coming up next, and I'm thinking we're going
1%.
We're 1 whole percent. It's root beer, folks.
We
got you.
I don't know if you got the pattern down, but
So I think we are going
We're
double
going
digits.
double Bach here, I think.
no.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, because I haven't picked it up yet. But I'm thinking double digits. I might be dead wrong, and from him saying word no, I think I am.
I
dead
actually
wrong.
wanted to hoodwink you. Not only are we going down in alcohol content, but we're continuing our trip around the world. Now we are going to the Czech Republic.
Oh.
And
Another one of my favorite places.
not only is this going down, this is a 4.8% beer, so it's the lowest alcohol on the entire flight. But the other trickery is, don't let the dark color fool you. This is a Tomave Pivo, which is a Czech dark lager.
I actually had some Tomave Pivo sauce today with my garlic knots.
Wait.
Oh.
Somebody talked to me about Tomave Pivo.
I thought it was a kind of tomato.
I don't know
That
what
just
Tomave
shows
Pivo
how inept I am as far as
No, I
this-
know a lot about beer, but not a lot about beer.
He's
obviously not a
right.
lot
He's
about
spitting out some
talk
vocabulary
to me
words.
about
I'm going to get
Tomave
my
Pivo.
notepad.
So, Czech dark lager. This is our dark moments. In essence, Czech lagers tend to be a little thicker in mouthfeel. They usually use a process called decoction, which adds to that mouthfeel.
Hey, we're a family show.
Just lost that G rating.
Yeah, there it is. As if all of my mouth,
But-
up until this point.
The other trickery with a Czech dark lager is you want the color to be dark. You want a deep brown to a borderline black,
it. And that it is.
but
it
you're
is, yeah.
trying to minimize any sense of like a roasted malt. You don't want it to taste like a stout.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, so we're using other kinds of malts. Mainly, you're going to get some chocolate coming through on this one. But there's also, the style allows for moderate to strong hop presence, but usually you want more hop flavor and less aroma. So,
So on the sniff, we're probably not going to get much, is what you're saying?
what you will get is
I mean, it's certainly not going to be hazy or place.
it's
It's
definitely
earthy.
not going to be
It's
an
a little
IPA.
earthy.
And you're going to get some classic, classic hops from Europe. But you're also going to, hopefully, if it's balanced properly, you'll also get some of that malt coming through in the nose. And when you taste it, I know you will.
So this is a Czech dark lager, correct?
Yes.
All right.
For
Sniff. Do
formerly
not
known
go on
as-
to the taste yet. Low.
It's kind of a little bit of an earthy smell, and I like that a lot. It's I don't know if that's the right word, earthy.
I would say it's a good descriptor.
I'm gonna really use
Noble hops tend to be anywhere from earthy to slightly grassy to floral.
floral, I think, is what I'm getting.
You're getting floral. I'm getting earthy. Maybe somewhere in the middle there. Anyway, I'm going to taste it right
All right,
now.
here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Are you kidding
Oh
me?
my God.
Are you kidding me?
Smooth.
You got that. Here's the thing: is it almost you get the chocolate, and you
Sir.
almost get a little bit of maybe like black licorice, but like only the good parts of black licorice.
I love black licorice.
Well, you
Which
do.
there's only like one or two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm getting a hint of sourness too, like a little bit of nuts. Yeah. Let me do it again. One more time. Would I call that sour? No, I'm not calling it sour.
It's sweet. There's a little sweetness to it. But it's
No,
like,
I'm getting a little twang, and I like it. It's on the back of my tongue, a little bit of sourness, and I'm not liking it. It's just surprising when you look at a beer like this and you get a little bit of sourness out of it. Could be me.
I would say, if anything, for my palate, what I get is we're trying to keep that roasted
and that's
flavor
what I'm getting, roastiness.
like so low that it almost doesn't register as coffee or roast, but at the same time, it's going to give you almost that acrid twang.
Twang. I like twang.
That I think might
Twang
be
is what I'm getting.
I think that might be hitting you as in your mind, it's associating that with sourness.
I just don't have the words, maybe, but
Yeah, but I think it's just a hint of acridness just from that.
it's like a back of the palate thing that's just lingering there, and I like it. Flavor, incredible. Like, blew my mind when I took a sip of it.
Yeah, it's definitely the trick to this style of beer is really to get that mouthfeel up front, but have it finish clean. So you get it on the swallow, but then on the exhale, it doesn't feel like it coated your mouth or that you have a heavy beer. But up front, it's.
But you sense the hops in there, right? They're there, but they're like kind of like a shadow of themselves, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not offensive hops at all. They're there, but they're kind of like in the background. They're there. Like it. Oh, man.
Yeah. I dig it.
Dude, you nailed this one, too.
God.
Appreciate it.
Not one bad beer in that flight.
No.
Not one
no.
bad beer.
Any one of those beers I would drink anytime.
And truth be told, when I saw the haziness, I was like, because Lou, you know me, I don't.
You're not a dark
dig
beer guy.
No, this one. The
yeah.
IPAs.
Yeah, no, you're not an IPA guy at all.
I'm not an IPA.
He's a lager guy.
Yeah, I'm a lager and ale guy. We had a friend that was all about the IPAs. He was also in his mid-20s. I am only a few years older.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm only a few years older than him in his mid-20s.
But he was just getting into IPAs when we knew him. Like, he missed the whole 10, 12 years of boat of IPAs and just found them.
When I was in my late, early 30s,
We were
I had
done.
a friend like that.
Yeah. So this guy was in his, he was probably 30, 32.
No, not even. If we're talking about the same person, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Now you know I got to bleep that, right?
no, nobody knows who we're
I'm
talking.
gonna put my logo over your mouth.
Nobody knows who we're talking about.
Okay.
But anyway.
But yes.
But he also liked the sours too.
He likes sours,
which was
and he liked
unusual for
IPAs.
someone his age to get into the sours.
And I thought, and usually when we were trying new beers, Lou and I would try the IPAs, and they were like, "Nope," and we'd pass it along to blah,
this
blah,
guy,
blah.
and he would take it and love every second of it.
Mikey likes it.
Mikey liked it.
Look at that. Half of that is gone. You see that, folks? Let this be on record.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys, but I'm drinking all of my beers. I'm sorry.
Half of this is gone. Well, because I'm just tasting.
You're 2
on
ounces
camera,
to transform.
Yeah. I'm on camera. I'm only going to do that. I'm not going to do everything.
I mean, this is enough for me to experience a beer to its fullest. You know.
You mean the whole glass?
Yeah, I need that.
I like this. I like the Czech lager.
I do. It's a great beer.
You got to come Oktoberfest season and get the Stein.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that for a second. What do you guys? I'm not going to tell the audience what time of year this is. Run through briefly. What are some of your seasonals that you do? Do you do the same ones every year, or do you try to do something different?
Usually we have a few in our back pocket that really resonate with the audience that we like to bring back, but we always try to pop something new. Coming up soon, we've got Cinco de Mayo, so to celebrate that, we usually do a Mexican lager. It's called Los Cinco, which rough translation would be the five.
Mm-hmm.
Five Dimes Brewing.
There you go.
Staying on brand. I like it.
That's in the tanks right now, lagering away, and excited about that. It was a killer
How much
batch
time do you
last
think you
year.
got left on that?
Packaging it April 1st, so a little bit of time.
So we're in March. So remember what I just said before, how I wasn't going to say that? Yeah, forget I said it. So
generic terms, about 3.5 weeks.
3.5 weeks. Okay.
All right.
So we wouldn't want to taste that right now. It's probably not
Little
Not
raw,
quite
little
wet.
raw still.
Doesn't have any carbonation yet.
Oh yeah.
So-
That's it. Okay, so we got our Mexican style lager. What else?
Usually, come summertime, we like to go with a fresh batch of a nice Belgian wit beer that we do called Orange Lunatic. I like to go with an orange puree in the boil kettle, some Indian coriander, which tends to be a lot more fragrant than your standard Mexican coriander that you get in the grocery store. I'll add some chamomile to it, chamomile, however you like to say it.
Oh, chamomile. Huh?
Yeah,
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of that in beer before.
yeah. It's a little secret ingredient. Most Belgian producers of wit, they use the standard coriander and orange peel, bitter orange peel, but they always usually have a secret ingredient they don't tell you about. Sometimes it's chamomile, sometimes it's actually cumin.
And that, cumin.
That's
Believe it or
interesting.
not,
Smoky flavor.
you know it. And it's very small amounts. That style is
See,
I
every time
love
I have
cumin.
cumin, it's like, to me, it's tacos.
Yep.
Well, of course, that's what we're used to.
Yeah.
But I mean, cumin can add a dimension to just about anything. To beer would be interesting.
It's savory, and you know
Yeah.
what? So is coriander. When you
Oh,
think
sure.
about it,
Yeah,
that's,
sure.
That's all about savory. And with a Belgian wit, you want to be very, very delicate with your hands. So it's all about, if you can taste and pick it out, you put too much in.
Right. It should be just kind of creeping around in the background.
Absolutely. And another little ingredient I love to use in mine is called grains of paradise.
I've heard of that.
It's an African white pepper that has a little bit of a citrus note to it too.
Wow.
So we like to get pretty exotic with that one. Definitely a style that we like and celebrate in the summertime.
Do you add anything to your Mexican lager to give it a little bit of a twist, or is it just a straight up Mexican lager?
It's pretty straight up, but we like to play around with the hop profile. So we're using some modern German hops that will actually give it more of a citrusy character.
Okay.
And we this year we've actually taken a little bit of a change with it. There's a really great hop on the market right now that just came on not too long ago called Zumo. And Zumo hops have a very nice lime with a little bit of a complementary lemon and orange note to them.
Okay.
So we're trying to kind of get the whole classic Mexican lager with the lime
Yeah.
in the bottle
I got you.
without the actual lime.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to get those citrusy hops to play it up for us in that regard. As we approach Oktoberfest season, we blow the doors off at Oktoberfest.
Pumpkins and the like.
We love, usually there's a pumpkin ale.
I'm a big fan of pumpkin ale, if it's done right.
Yeah, we do a pumpkin ale each year, so that does come around. But being a brewer, I'm more excited about lagers. I love nuanced, delicate lagers. And you come in here around Oktoberfest, we'll probably have no less than 6 different lagers on
Oh,
draft.
well, that's right up Dan's alley
oh
for
God,
sure.
yeah, like
Yeah.
a Martin, and let me tell you,
Love Martins too.
our
we do.
first episode was all about Oktoberfest, or actually, our first episode was pumpkin beers, followed by Oktoberfest. And I said on that episode, and I'll stand by it. It'll be the hill that I die on. Oktoberfest is the Super Bowl of beers. You know, and when it comes to this season, I can't wait. I'm a summer guy, but if I have to live through a fall, like I have to be subjected and punished to fall weather, I am not a fall guy. But the silver lining to the fall is the Oktoberfests. It's the pumpkin beers. And what I've seen is, and a lot of breweries are putting out their pumpkin beers, or they're putting out their Oktoberfests in like late August.
Yeah, they're
July sometimes.
Starting early, yeah.
I mean,
it's usually
I'm not mad at it. I mean, please keep doing that.
No, early access to good fall beers is not a bad thing.
And I assume it's because you don't want to try to market an Oktoberfest with the word October in December.
for
'Cause
sure.
You're dating yourself at that point.
For sure. It's like once the season passes, consumers tend to not buy it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's better to offer it early, give retailers a chance to sell through it, give breweries a chance to sell through that product. And, like in a perfect world, Oktoberfest in Germany is going to come to end on the first weekend of October. America, we tend to celebrate it all October long.
As long as it's October.
Even into
Exactly.
November,
if it says
no
it on
problem.
the calendar.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking-
Right through Thanksgiving is fine.
I mean,
But
let's-
my salespeople would love for that beer to be gone October 31st and on to
Yeah.
the next great beer to sell.
so what do you do for the holiday season?
Holiday season? Well, when winter comes, obviously it's dark beer season. One of my favorites that we do is actually our Nickel Stout, which is a nitro stout.
I love nitro beers.
Yeah, I almost
Talk about mouthfeel, right?
I
That's-
almost brought it into the flight, but honestly, you shouldn't pour a nitro in a small glass like that. So
And let it sit for like as much as we did, little fourth wall break here. Yeah, this kind of, we had to there's a lot of setup that has to go through with one of these. And if we had a nitro in here, it would be like, wow, that used to be nitro.
Yeah.
And now it's a
Might
flat.
flatten out for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But the nitro beers are always going to give you that incredible mouthfeel. What you're basically doing there is you're trying to remove the carbonation from the beer just prior to serving it. And by doing so, that carbonation that's stripped out of the beer forms a very, what we would call a tight bead. So the foam is super dense on the top. The beer itself drinks very low in carbonation, so it's very smooth. It could be thick in the way you experience it, but it's not actually a heavy beer at all. It's really just the change of mouthfeel due to removing the carbonation from the product and trapping it in the top and getting that creamy foam the whole way when you drink through it.
There's a huge misconception out there about stouts and things that people think they're all heavy laden,
No.
dark,
Yeah.
thick beers. I mean,
Like you have to be a
You drink
wizard or something to be drinking this dark.
you drink a
concoction.
Guinness, it's like drinking a Miller Lite. It's a super light beer, but everybody thinks it's this big, heavy, dark thing. It's not. So people are very misinformed about some of the darker beers that drink really light.
It's definitely an association. Like I said, with that nitro, it's mouthfeel. If it feels thick, you assume it's heavy.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I mean, that beer that you just mentioned is 4.2% alcohol.
It's a light beer.
It's a
And,
Miller Lite with a dark color to it. I mean, it's really a super light beer.
Most of my friends.
Nobody
who
believes
run,
me when I tell them.
Yeah, most of my friends who run marathons, that's their go-to post-run.
Yeah,
It's not heavy.
it's light. It's got
It's
replaces the carbs.
Yep, and it's
A
low
little
calories.
bit more. Yeah, low cal.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, folks. So we've gone through a flight here at Five Dimes. When are you coming to get yours? This is just 4 of the numerous amount of sticks they got back there that they're willing to pull for you.
I can't wait to try a couple more. To be quite
Yeah,
honest.
we'll do that when we cut here. Now listen, 77 Monmouth Street, Red Bank, New Jersey. Get here. Come see Dennis. Come see Tim. Come see everybody here. Meet some new friends. I promise you, you're going to come here, you're going to enjoy the shit out of yourself. And this place, this location, this town, you're going to fall in love with it. So get your ass here. Remember what I always say, folks. At this point, this is where we go through the business. At this point, like and subscribe. That way you know when I'm posting another video. Brewery owners, you see what we do. You see what a Brewery Spotlight looks like. Get in touch with us. We'd love to come see you. We'd love to promote that because why? We want to make sure that people support their local brewery.
Please. We don't
Okay?
want to see any go out of business.
There's too many breweries out there that you guys aren't taking part of. You gotta come here because I promise you, this is much better than any big beer you're ever gonna find anywhere.
And you have atmosphere, right?
Yeah,
Atmosphere is everything.
get here. Support your local brewery. Thanks for stopping by, folks. We'll see you next time.
Looking forward to seeing everybody.
Oh, fucking score. So this place has got all kinds of stuff, merch, packaged goods. They're always out there to surprise you. So guys, you need to come down here, 77 Monmouth Street, Ribbon. Just talked about surprises, folks. Check this out. If you are the designated driver, or if you've got a family and you want to bring them down here, All-American Bison root beer, non-alcoholic root beer soda brewed right here. I mean, what else do you need? Cold beer never broke anyone's heart. See you later. Where the hell did I park?
First of all, number 1 is gonna be the sniff. What are you getting off of the beer? What does it smell like? What is it, it's hitting you? What? Try that again. This is where the editing comes in, folks.
You need a scratch first?
Yeah, apparently. So I did so well up until this point. Now this is going to be in the outtakes at the end. Hope you like the show.
I had a thought, but I've had too much stuff. This is the beauty of editing. And this is the part that ends up
has outtakes at the end.
Yeah.
And the credits are rolling over it. So again, hope you enjoyed the show.